everybody, and welcome back to the season 1 finale of Secrets of the Opposite Sex, the podcast. We've been fortunate to have had some amazing guests this season, so I thought what better way to close out season 1 than to bring back some of your favorites from previous episodes for a virtual roundtable discussing some of the topics and questions that caused the biggest buzz. So joining me today, holding it down for the ladies, we have Brittany, Devin, and Kari. And for the fellas, we have Cortland and Keith. Thank you guys so much for coming back and joining me tonight. How are y'all feeling?
Outnumbered.
Outnumbered?
Yeah.
Don't be like that, King. Don't be like that.
That's how it should be.
So we're going to start with some questions that came directly from previous episodes. And then at the end, I have a few new questions for you guys. So from Brittany's episode, I have 2 questions. These were probably the most reoccurring, the most popular, the ones that I got the most messages about and the most mixed answers about. So it's interesting. So the first one is, if a man invites you out for a date, sound familiar? Would you expect to pay half, all, or none of the bill? And guys, since the question was directed at the ladies, if you invite a woman out on a date, do you expect her to pay half, all, or none of the bill? Do tell.
If I invite a lady out on a date, then I'm gonna pay for it all. Like, there's no reason that she should be paying, especially on a first date. That's just a bad look. It's pretty tacky in my opinion. I can't see myself liking somebody or being interested in somebody and then asking her to pay for it or, go Dutch. I just think that's a little weird, and that's just not how I was raised. So
I agree. I mean, blind dates though. We're going Dutch. Somebody set me up.
Is a blind date like a dating app?
Nah, I'm just mean like in terms of like if your friend sets you up on a date with like one of their friends, like that's happened to me, and I didn't meet her beforehand. It's blind.
But what if she cute and you kind of feeling her?
Right.
No, I think that I mean I could see her. This ain't like the 60s. I was just saying, man, you never know. Pretty girls be crazy when you sit them down. Crazy.
So would you not think to like have a conversation with her first to see if she's even worth going on a date with, to even figure out like, okay, is this something that I A, want to invest my time in, B, want to invest my money?
We're definitely splitting the bill if like there's not like a connection or any type of chemistry. But if I'm going to pay for it, then that would mean, or I'll have the intention of trying to impress her. That's at that point. And I don't think that's cool.
Wouldn't you pay for no Starbucks coffee? Like, even if you don't like her, like, come on now. I might not like you like that, but I'm and go about my life.
A coffee is different. Like, we're going out to dinner.
Like, where would you take her that you wouldn't want to pay? Like,
Right.
did your first date at like fucking Nobu? Like, why are you just pay and never talk to her again? But like, don't go. I mean, I feel like I don't care how you feel about the girl if you don't pay on the first date. Even if you meet her and you're like, I would never see her again, you should pay.
Right.
Yeah.
How
Like
about
at that
this?
point. Okay.
When you go on a date, like, period, like, if you don't know her like that, just keep it something light. Like, let's go get gelato, let's go coffee or something like that. Don't go swinging, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm taking you to Chops, American Cut. You're not doing that. But I just feel like a man, he gonna pay, period. Like, period. Whether you like, if you don't like me like that, okay. If I know that that's gonna be my last time ever seeing you in life. But if you kind of feeling me like that, I don't care if it's blind or you got 20/20 vision, baby. You gotta pay. I'm great company.
But I understand what you're saying as well. If we're like, if I'm just setting it up and we're just meeting for the first time, of course, I think it's assumed, especially if I invite somebody on a date. But that's why I said it's just different with blind dates though. It's totally different.
Well, don't go on any blind dates.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Don't do that.
Oh.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
I am good. That time I did not pay and she offered Dutch. She's like I get all wins out here. You understand what I'm saying?
No, she ain't never gonna do
I
that.
think that was a test. Like, do you think she was just trying to see what type of dude that you were by offering to go Dutch, but really just like, he better not take me up on it?
Because if I reach in my purse, I'm getting my lip gloss.
It was a disaster.
Listen, I'm not even reaching my purse. I'm not even going anywhere near my purse. I'm not flinching. I'm staring at you and you're dead in your eyes. Like,
Okay.
I feel you, but it
Hard.
was I totally feel you. I totally understand. But it was a disaster day for sure. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it was. I mean, I'm still not paying for that shit. I don't
so
give a
you
fuck.
pulled out who pulled out their card first? Who pulled out their card first? It was like at the same time, or y'all sat there for a couple minutes?
She
Y'all
pulled
had
out
to
her
stare
card
off?
first. That's what I said. It wasn't like she was into me either. Like it was she pulled out her card. Like
He was
She's
like,
ready to go.
yes, it's time. Yeah. It was like that. It was a
One of those
disaster day.
situations where she was just like, I don't want you to feel like I owe you anything. Here go this card.
She said, check, please.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
She quickly.
Split that, queen.
I've been there.
It happened.
I've been there. I feel like
It
that's
happened.
the moment where I would be okay with paying when I'm just like, you know what, this ain't it, bro.
Yeah, if I'm ready to go.
If I'm ready to go, yeah. Sorry that happened to you.
I guess.
That's the thing. Like it's not all win. It's not always all win. Okay.
You might still have to pay with me if I don't like you, like, sir.
oh, right.
What you
No.
said, Brittany?
Right.
What you said?
In my episode, we talked about it. I left somebody and paid for the bill. I totally understand inviting somebody out on a date. You know what I'm saying? But I left them where they was at. It was like,
Wait, time out. What?
So,
Yes, we was talking about some bad dates. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Yeah.
You
Y'all
left-
never had
you
dates.
left her?
Y'all never had bad dates before. Never.
You left her though?
Hell yes.
She was good and terrible.
It's crazy. It sounds crazy out of context. But
Give us the British version.
Your Atlanta story.
She was
What my little ATLians do to you, King?
I didn't leave. Or I asked her where she wanted to go on her first date. That was one of the things. It was
What
like
she
no
said?
pressure. Where would you like to go? And it's one of the restaurants, man. It's not even there anymore. And they're like,
she took
okay,
him to
like,
a spot. She
I'm
took him
telling
to a spot where she was already like she frequented. She had already fucked with
Oh, it was like cheers.
Everybody knew her name.
That's
Right.
what it was.
Everybody knew her
How
name.
did she do that?
You know how you out with a girl and like some dude walks up and they giving you the long hug. You know, like one of them hugs.
Oh,
Like if you get picked up, off the ground type of
And
hug.
swing
I'm
around like,
oh, shit.
I ain't
was
seen
in
you in a
bucket, I
while.
was like, whoa.
Yeah.
All right. like at that point, I had already been planning my escape. You understand? It was crazy, man. It was crazy.
Her play cousin.
Play cousin, play brother, all
Big
that.
cousin.
Yeah, all that. Brother, cousin.
So you just
whatever.
left her
And then she-
because of the hug?
Nah, it just
It was too many
continued
hugs,
throughout the
probably.
night. I was just saying she was very active. And I was like,
She was friendly.
She was definitely friendly. She was too friendly. Yeah. I was like, man, you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? Like I went to the bathroom. Like straight up, I went to the bathroom, man. I saw a servant. I was like, look, man, I am out, bro. You don't even have to say anything. I'm out.
You paid for it though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is I've taken somebody out. I know the concept of taking somebody out on a date and you paying for it. I understand that. I was just saying I had a pretty disaster blind date. And that was the only thing I was saying. That was it.
Honestly, Keith, what if she was taking you there because she had a hookup there? Because I've definitely taken men to places that I frequent because they might treat me differently. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Oh, that's what you mean, Devin. I thought that.
No,
It wasn't like that though.
frequent.
I understand what you mean, but it wasn't like that. This table of somebody at this table was like, no, you, like off nothing. Like it was a dinner spot. It wasn't like we were at the club or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they coming up to the table and saying hi.
Yeah, or standing up in front of the table. I'm like,
Oh,
damn,
I
like
thought
I'm
you
trying to
sit
get
at the bar.
Hey, you ever been trying to like get your point across or something? Like you were about to say something, like you felt like you were saying something enlightening and being interrupted by like pickup
She
hug.
tried you.
Yeah, they
I was
were
like,
coming
damn.
to the table. They were testing you too. They were like testing.
I was out.
That's deep. That's deep.
It's not all wins, man. It's not all wins.
Do you meet the same standards for the person that you want to date?
Exceed them.
Oh, come on, Kari.
If I met me, I would be excited.
What do you want out of a man?
I mean, like my dream man or just like the basics?
Dream.
Oh, what's the difference? You got different standards, like different.
Girl, I got like, this is, you know, my top, like I would love this, but then I got, this is what I'm working with. So like my basic list is, I feel like I don't want you to be no liar. And that, you see how simple that is? You know, I like people to be genuine. You know, I don't like a jealous man. I like a man that could, no, that's on the upper echelon, asking a man if he could dress or not, because I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I think I be looking cute when I go out. I just don't want you going out looking crazy and you not matching me. And it probably looking at me like, what the hell? But anyway, then I feel like my actual like, oh, and I want you to have a job, like a legal one, like none of that scamming shit. Because, you know, this is Atlanta. Okay. So then like the list that I feel like the up, I really don't want a man to have kids. I really don't. I'm sorry. I mean, I will take you if you have kids, but I would really rather not. It's just a lot to deal with. It's stressful. I've tried it. It didn't work well. What else? I would like you to live alone. I don't want you to live with your family members. No, yeah. I'd like you to have your own car.
Wait, that's not on the basic list?
I'm kind of mixing them, but you know, the basic. I've dated. I have dated.
What's on the top tier list that's not on the basic list?
I think maybe it just might be the no. Oh, believing on God. Like, can you please believe in God? Because there's a lot of men that just be like, I don't believe in God. I'd be like, baby, I don't know how to work with that. You know, a man who has his passport, a man who likes to travel, a man who's not simple-minded, a man that is not homophobic. Woo! I don't like that.
I don't like that either. That's nasty.
Because when you keep talking about like this gay man over here, I'm like, okay, you might be gay because I'm not studying him. Why are you
worried about
Why
it?
are you?
Why do you care so much? Right?
Why do you care so much? I mean, like on mine is a man who's like, you know, big into like social media. Unless you got business on social media, I don't really be wanting you to be focused on that like that. Let that be for me. And a man who's he for the streets, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like, you know, he for the streets. Because there's a few of them that I'd be like, dang, I would love to like love him, but he's for the streets. So
you can still test drive him.
I have. And still for the streets. It's too much. It's like, it's a headache. I'm gonna let the streets love you because I can't. My list is real simple, I feel.
So you feel like everything that you're asking of a man is not too much because it's everything that you're offering him in return.
I ain't even talked about me. Like, if I really met me, I would be excited. Like, I'd be like, wow. Like, yeah. I'd be cutting these dudes slack out here, to be honest.
Everybody else, like, do y'all feel like y'all meet the standards that you have for the people that you want to date? Or do you feel like you might expect a little bit more than your
I expect more than what I can offer. To be honest.
Why is that?
Like, you can't come here and your bank account looks like mine.
That's different. That's honestly, that's secrets of the opposite sex. You nailed it, because that's the one thing.
It's real.
That's real.
You got 54 cents in your account. I got 54 cents in my account. Like, what are we gonna do together? What are we gonna do?
Dang. I'd be okay if I met somebody who make what I make. But of course, I want you to make more. But
my list is really it's simple. I mean, just laughing at my jokes. You know what I'm saying?
So
that's really it. Just laughing at my jokes.
Look like a scarecrow.
No, I'm just playing. No, but I do feel like what I require, I mean, what I ask for, I can give in return. I can mirror that. So, but again, like, seriously, you know, what I require is simple. I just like, you know, hate to sound cliche, I like somebody with a sense of humor. I can't be with anybody that's like, you know, over the top, jealous, because I'm just not a jealous person. It's not in my nature. And just somebody somewhat mentally stable. No, not to anybody, you know, fighting that battle, fighting those demons, but I don't want any parts of it again. You know, if you're down for therapy, if you like to talk things out like an adult, you know, you like to laugh, like, what's up? You know, we can work with that. The money stuff, I'm not too much worried about as far as my lady and what she makes or what she doesn't make. So I try to, just keep it simple and grow from there.
All right, Keith. What you think about what you heard from the ladies?
First of all, I want to say, Kari, I was dying when you said, "Can he be believing in God?" That's what funny that me. I spit out my drink when you said that. That's some real thing though. That's real though. Yeah, I hear what everyone says about like the money gap or whatever. I feel like, yeah, I do want to be making more. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, just I'm not gonna go too deep into that. I'm more interested in the connection or the bond, like on this end, because I lust for trust. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of bond. I do meet the standards, or I meet the standard of who I feel like I meet. But how they feel or their standards, I would never. It's hard to say. I would never know. But for me, it's the connection.
And Brittany, I just want to tell you too, I get it. You know what I'm saying? We probably do want, men who have like lots of money, because that does make you, you know what I'm saying, feel a certain type of way. But it's just something about the ones that have the simple jobs.
But there has to be an attraction to somebody who at least looks like, that they're trying to progress. Males and females are somebody who are stagnant, It's like if they have drive,
That's true.
I think this is kind of like what was causing a lot of conversation on one of our after shows earlier in the season, talking about money and finances and what a man should make versus what a woman should make, and women having expectations based off of finances. I mean, I think most women do want someone who's doing well. I've never heard a woman be like, yeah, I want me a broke digger. Like, never heard that in my life. So I don't know why people are surprised and they're just like, yeah, I want someone doing well. I mean, because that usually means that you're ambitious, some stability. I think that's essentially what that's tied to, wanting that stability, to have that comfort, I don't think, because I feel like all the women that I hear say that, and he was making just, I don't know, regular money, but he did everything he should be doing, I think they would be just fine. I might be wrong.
I'd be fine.
You're right.
I would just prefer.
Keith said y'all lying.
Oh, you think we lying?
Keith said.
I was just saying this ain't the same energy either way. Like, y'all feel like this is the exact opposite. Like, what y'all talking about?
I mean, I've dated men that don't have money and it wasn't a fun time.
What are y'all talking about?
Men always say that women want them for like, oh, women want us for our money, like women are gold diggers, but like honestly, truly, how much of your money am I even seeing? Like, I think on 2 dates you're gonna be cutting me a check. Like, I don't see your money, so what do you mean I'm gold digging? Like we are looking at men that work at like UPS and wanting to be with them now, because it's like, if a man is a lawyer, it's like, okay, you have student debt, like leave me alone. It's weird. Our energy is not off, Keith. It's just what it's like.
Yeah.
It can change. I understand. But you said it's not like that no more. That's what you said. And what you were saying, it's like it used to be like that, but it's not like that now.
Like that for
we're
me.
dating regular now. Like, that's what you said. So
UPS
like,
driver.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro?
I've met some really amazing men who didn't make a lot of money, and it was okay for them, for that time.
Okay, so piggybacking off of that question, this is in Cars episode. Should women be submissive to men? Car, what did you say?
Absolutely. But I feel that it takes a certain man for a woman to be submissive. Like, I'm not going to be submissive to any man. Like, I have to respect that man, and I have to feel comfortable, safe. He has to make me feel a certain kind of way in order for me to feel, and I have to feel like he has my best interest at heart for me to trust him enough to be like, okay, well, I'm going to do whatever it is. Well, not whatever, but I'm going to do what I feel like he wants me to do, because I trust this man. But it's going to take a certain man in order for me to be submissive. But I would absolutely wholeheartedly be submissive, because I feel like I'm tired. I'm tired of calling the shots all the time. I'm tired. I want a man to be like, get dressed. I want you to do this, do that, or whatever. But he also has to do stuff around here. So I feel like, okay, cool.
Real talk. Fellas, do you want your woman to be submissive to you?
Most definitely. To kind of backtrack on my life, like I got to see it firsthand with my own mother, my parents, because my father, my biological father, you know, he was a fuck boy. And I saw my mom do, you know, everything on her own. She was a shot caller, you know, she was a breadwinner. She had to do all this. Anything he said, she was not about to listen to. You know, he was doing his dirt. She finally cut him off. She was not submissive to him, but he didn't deserve it. So I understand why she wasn't. You know, go down the line, she meets my stepdad. You know, he's the perfect gentleman. He continues to date her even after they're married. He's a breadwinner. He brings home the bacon. He's a provider. You know, he loved her kids like they were his own. He's very submissive to him up until he passed away. And so I kind of got an understanding of that growing up. And like I understand when women say, you know, we can be submissive, we'll be submissive, but you got to give us something to submit to, because if you're out here playing around and, you know, acting like a little boy in your 30s, 40s, 20s, or whatever, like we're not going to submit to that. So I totally get it. I feel like I was blessed to have a great example in my stepfather. So I do expect it, but also have to hold myself accountable and ask myself every so often, am I giving her something to submit to, or, you know, am I being stupid? Basically, long story short.
I like that. I do.
I think something about me, like my nature, I don't really date a lot because I think that I submit early a little bit, just because I start dating somebody, and I start getting really excited, like even before they've given me reason to be excited. So I don't know. I think it's hard because it's like I think as a woman, if you're excited, of course, like we've all been in, I can't speak for all of us, but I know myself, I've been in a situation where I look back and I'm like, damn, like I don't like being in situations where I look back and I'm like, damn, I feel like I opened completely up. I feel like women submit, and like if you really are into somebody and you're dating him and he's like, look, you know, I need you to do XYZ, we're not gonna say no. If we really like you, like we're gonna submit.
And we're nurturers by nature. So I feel like even you getting the candle or buying a drink, you shouldn't feel bad about that, because you was gonna do that no matter what. It's in your heart to do that. So I feel like even with me, when I do stuff, sometimes I'd be like, bitch, you was dumb as hell for that shit. But at the same time, I feel like, Car, you gonna do that regardless. Like with any dude, I'm always helping them get to a certain point. It's in me. Like I can't stop it. I know when I have kids, it's going to be the same way. Like you're just, we're nurturers. So
People feel like submissive people have no control or something like that. Like you don't have control over the relationship. They look at it like that negative connotation, right? And it's like, no, you're like being yourself, just like she said. And it's like, you're gonna do it regardless. And especially if you're serious about someone.
I have a question on the flip side. So, guys, would you ever be submissive in any way at any point to a woman?
Sexually, definitely.
Oh, you nasty.
Like that's just top, right? That's just like without saying, you know what I'm saying? That goes without saying, right?
How submissive are you talking?
Right. What are we talking about here?
I got a list, baby.
I got a list.
I'd be like, are you like what level of freaky are you?
There's power in being submissive. It takes a powerful person to be to be able to be submissive.
Oh, this one is from Cortland's episode, when I got bombarded with questions from the men. And the question was, why do women fake orgasms?
Ooh.
You really want to know?
Right. Do y'all really want to know?
I mean,
So you get it over with?
Oh.
I'm curious. I ain't never did that.
You ain't never faked an orgasm?
Mm-mm.
Ooh, you ooh.
Savage. If I ain't there, I'm not there.
Listen,
Better turn the TV on.
I'm not gonna scream and act crazy, but if I'm ready for you to get the fuck off me, I'm gonna be like, okay.
yeah.
And just that's what I'm gonna do. If I was ever in a situation where I acted like it was more enjoyable than it was, or that I was finished when I wasn't, it was because I wanted it to be done.
Whole world.
Fake orgasms, and I have faked orgasms because there's a few reasons. Number one, maybe I like you a lot, and maybe I want you to feel good, or maybe I'm over it and I just want you to get off of me, so I will act like I came. Fake them because I didn't know how to orgasm. I think that sometimes women don't talk about them not really knowing their bodies. We don't know our bodies sometimes, and we have to learn what we like in order for us to orgasm. So I feel like some women will fake it because they don't know how to.
That's real though. Like if you don't know your body, if you don't know how to make yourself, climax, then how can you expect somebody else to know? You got to teach somebody how to work your body.
And I think that's why I had never faked it before, because I really didn't know what it was until it happened. So they were always like, did you come? I'm like, no, like, absolutely not. But then when I came, I was like, wait, what is that? Like, whoa, you did a thing there. I like that.
Cortland had a nice little story.
Portland.
About the seizure.
Right, because Cortland's been real quiet. Tell us.
Right, speak.
No, see, Tasha got my name saved in people's phone as Caesar Sex now. But
Whoa.
Oh, like a seizure?
yes.
Like having
Like stop flicking the lights. Yes.
Oh, you gave somebody a seizure?
No, so what happened was I was messing with this girl one time and she was doing the most and it was like turning me off. And she was, I don't know what she was talking about. And then like, she would like the rhythm that I was on, she was like going at a different rhythm. And she was like talking, she was almost talking like a white girl in a porno. She's like, yeah, you like that? You like that? And all right, you gotta go. You gotta go. So I just like,
did you say you gotta go, or did you just?
No, I'm thinking this because I'm like completely turned off at this
now.
point. So basically what happens is like 10 seconds later, I just hit her with like a little, like I had a little fake seizure and pretending like I came. And she was like, oh my gosh. She was like, did you come? I was like, yes. She was like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. And I had on the condom, so she didn't know. Told her it was time for her to go because I had somewhere to be or whatever. But we was calling it Caesar sex because I pretended to have like a little seizure and when I came.
Wait, time out. Men pretend to come?
Oh
Yeah,
God,
sometimes it's that bad. Y'all not the only ones.
If that ever happened to me, I would
Never.
Now I'm trying to think back to all the time.
I know, I'm over here like.
That would make me sick. I would be like, what?
I would throw up.
I know you fucking lying.
Right.
Let me see that condom.
Okay.
Right.
That's what we expected.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm wondering, like, has anybody faked it with me?
I know. Call me if you have. Like, oh my God. Yo, you guys out there. Let me know.
Hey, have you faked an orgasm?
I've never, but I like my shit goes soft before I get to that level. Like it's already, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But I can see how that's possible though. I can see how it's possible though, especially with head. Like real, like the TV ones, like it's kind of crazy, man. Look, you know what I'm saying? It would take you out of here. Like it would take you out. Like
some people like that.
Come on, ladies.
To the ground, like you be like, God. I'm talking about it hit you. You know what I'm saying? It will take you down to the ground, bro. Like you be down.
I don't even know what that means.
Maybe she's upset with you because I've never like wanted to be like into it. I've never wanted. I don't even know how you could do that without being intentional.
I know it sounds crazy, but you not know what they're doing. They'll be knowing what they're doing. That's a real thing.
It's happened way too many times.
It happens, yeah. Like I don't know what. I always like for real, like no, seriously, like truly, like them not knowing what they're doing. It's like that's more common. Just like y'all. That's what I said. It's the same thing. Like when you said like the loud ones, like I was like, yo.
I mean, I've never been like hurting where I was like, ow, like
I
I've
have.
just been, like,
Someone gave me a rug
Crazy.
burn.
It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy.
Now I
It
have.
does. It really does. Sound
A
crazy.
rug
but-
burn.
That sounds so
Yeah.
Shit was
Ooh.
swollen, and I
What
was
was
trying
the
to.
KY jelly? What the?
Well, he was like, when he went down on me, he had like a scruffy, like he was trying to grow a beard. So it was like that little hair that came in, and he was going like this down there.
Oh,
And
no.
I had a dick appointment after him. I didn't fuck him, y'all. He just ate me out. I had a dick appointment after him. I couldn't even go to my dick appointment because my shit was swollen after he was done.
Girl, we call those a double bubble if that's what you did do.
A double bubble.
I like that. I've never heard of that.
when the double book goes wrong.
Right.
Puffy, you're
I had to
like,
go home and
oh,
ice my
ow, damn! I have to act like I'm tired. Up the whole night. God is
A double
That
bubble.
was, y'all learned a lot of secrets.
I
Y'all learned a lot of secrets tonight.
This one you thought you heard it all.
I like that.
The double bubble.
I'm
Yo.
telling it all today. It's the Hennessy.
I had a couple questions that I pulled from the app that I wanted to get your opinions on. So the first one was, what is the dumbest lie you've told or been told by an ex?
Niggas are so dumb. We have endless stories.
I was like, oh,
Where do you start?
where do I start?
You want to hear one tonight? Because I'll just call somebody and see what the fuck type of lies. Hey, where you been?
Mine just outright trifling. And I don't, you know what? I hope he is watching because I know. Anyway, that's when I lived in Chicago. And I was dating this man in Atlanta. So I used to fly back and forth or whatever to go see him. So one time I realized that I left my bra at his house. And I was like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Did you find my bra? He was like, yeah, it was underneath the bed. Da, 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 da. Dang, hope my daddy not listening. Anyway, sorry, Pops, turn this off. Anyway, I somehow ended up in his drawers. I don't know how. So I pulled up this little negligee. And it was big. So then I was just like, who is this? Like, who this for? And cause it can't fit me. And he was just like, oh, that's my mom's.
Ew.
Mind you, I had met his mom like 2 weeks later. I'm like, you ain't got a big. First of all, why would your mama leave a negligee in your shit? Then I met your mama. Your mama littler than me. So who you? Then that ain't even half of it. So he was kicking it with this one girl the whole time, who he called his nutritionist or whatever. And this fool, the reason why I couldn't catch the girl is because him and her had the same haircut. Like he had a fade, she had a fade. So it was like no weave or nothing on the floor. Like he was just lying. Like.
Yeah.
That got me mad. I'm like, you know what? Let me drink because I'm mad.
How long ago was this?
It was years ago. What's this year? That was probably like 2011, 2012.
Okay.
Can I tell you something? I think that we've all moved past this point in our life, but I heard a crazy story today where a woman got mad at her boyfriend that was treating her wrong, and she poured tuna juice. She had a can of tuna fish. She poured tuna juice on his baseboards, and she put a piece of fish in his vent, and he couldn't tell how his house smelled, and she did something to his mattress. But I'm like, could you imagine like me walking in my house smells like shit. Somebody poured fucking tuna juice on your baseboards.
Yo, that's a good idea.
Smart. Genius, but vindictive.
Very.
As fuck. You have to be angry to think of some shit like that, but also very calm.
Yeah.
It's better
like
than
patience with Joe.
dinner in the car.
Yeah, that's dope. Like you really, like I ain't never thought about fucking up in the inside of his house. It's always been like his car and stuff like that, like putting bologna on it while it's hot and then having to peel it off with the paint. Y'all ain't never heard of that?
No.
No.
But I need to write that down in my notes so I can remember.
You do, in case you want to tap back or get reconnected with your former self.
So the bologna takes the paint off?
Yes, it's on a hot day.
I'm so toxic that I would put a piece of bologna on somebody's car and walk up to it and be like, what the fuck happened? Hey,
Absolutely. You gotta play crazy.
You do.
Damn, that's crazy. I know a great auto body down the street.
I don't know nobody. Fresh out.
Listen, Keith and Cortland just like, what is happening?
Keith,
If I go outside, there's some bologna frying on my shit. Do you know what's gonna, like? Do you know how confused I would be? Like, I'd be like, the fuck? Like, I don't know. Did somebody leave me a sandwich into with some shit good for me? Like, I don't know what. I don't even know. Like, I'm like, what do I do to deserve this? Like,
it ain't gonna hit you till you
either
feel that
way.
print off.
Okay.
Like, damn, I ain't never heard of that.
I'd be mad as fuck. I'd be mad as fuck and confused.
I'd be dumb mad, though. Yeah, I ain't gonna
You
lie.
better park your car in the garage, son.
Yo, wow.
Men like crazy women, though, low key.
They do.
They do. Like, I'm scared of all that shit because I'm scared of going to jail. Like, I'm scared.
Girl, I got bail money.
I don't want to need it. I don't want to need it. I don't want to go to jail.
One call away. One call. That's all.
Like,
Thank you.
I don't want to know. So I ain't gonna do that. Like, and then if I find out you are toxic, you are who I think you are, then it's just a wrap. But I think the sneakiest thing that I've done and kind of like not great. I was dating this dude and I kind of felt like he was still in touch with his ex, but he kept lying about it. So I couldn't prove it. And he messed up and told me his code one day, and then I didn't see him for a few days, so I guess he thought I forgot. So he came over and he went to sleep. And when he went to sleep, of course, I got his phone. I and I got in the phone. And then I saw clearly he was talking to his ex. And I didn't like what I was reading. So I was like, okay, cool. So I went to the settings and I put my thumbprint in that bitch.
I remember you telling me this.
This morning, I was going to tell him that I went through his phone and I saw what I saw. And then I wanted to see if he was really going to make an honest change. Because I knew he was going to say, I'm not going to do it again. We going to find out. So in the morning, I told him what I did. So he's thinking I can't get back in it because he changed his code. So I see him like a week later, and he goes in the other room, so I get his phone, and I get in there with my thumbprint because he changed the password. And he's talking to the girl again, and he's doing everything else that he was doing. So it's just like, well, now you're toxic, you got to get out. But he's just like, how the fuck did you know? And it's just like, well, I have my ways. So I'd rather go like the roundabout way because I don't want to waste that kind of energy and risk going to jail for a nigga like that. They need to just kick rocks or go with whoever else they texting. That's it.
That's true.
You next level.
I need to get off this call because y'all are giving me ideas. I'm gonna be more toxic when I get off work.
Y'all got our crazy. That was my level of crazy. Okay. This is kind of on a more even keel note. Do you think people need to practice being committed to one person before they decide to get married? Because, sometimes people just jump into things. Like, and I feel like guys especially, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like men a lot of times get to a point and they feel like, well, I'm ready. So whoever is in their face or whoever they feel like they're ready for at that point in their life, is fast forward. It's do whatever, What do you guys think?
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been out doing dirt, being a dog, being a player, not taking her serious, doing what I want to do. And then they get to a certain point, it's almost like, they ran out of the roll of tissue or whatever, so they ready just to be serious. And it's almost like they turn into a pick me. It's like, whoever picked me, I'm gonna take her serious. That you need to, practice being committed to one person before you get married, because when you get married, you're gonna be committed to one person. So that's a crucial part of the marriage, is being committed and loyal to that one person. But I would hope that your practice, being committed to one person is with the person that you marry, But I also think it's important not to be a pick-me. Like, it has to happen organically, let it happen naturally. Like, if you forcing it, or if it's generic or whatever, it's not even gonna work. So you wasting your time and hers or his.
Do you really have to practice being faithful?
Right.
For men,
I mean,
probably.
Well, yeah, for men.
You want to find out in a marriage if you could just roll the dice like, oh, I done fucked everybody else, but on this married day, after we get married, on this day and I say I do, I'ma for real be faithful. We know that shit ain't gonna work.
I have been around the world, and I can still be faithful without practicing.
I honestly think a lot of people underestimate what it means to be married and how much work it actually is. And they think it's all roses and, it's all easy. And then they get in that joint and they realize they hit some bumps in the road. Sex isn't regular. Kids come in, attention is diverted, like real life shit. And they don't know how to respond. And they respond to as like going back to their old ways and doing what they used to do before they were married. So in that sense, I do feel like men need to know what it's like to be committed, be faithful, be everything that you should be in a marriage before you actually put a ring on somebody's finger.
It depends on how that person views monogamy and how much they respect that person. Well, honestly, no, it doesn't have anything to do with respect, because I do feel like a man can respect you and he gonna cheat on you. I mean, because I feel like this is a question my sister asked me. She was like, would you rather a man respect you or would you rather him love you? And then I was like, honestly, I would have him respect you, because that's really what it is. Because if he loves you, he's still gonna cheat on you. But if he respects you, I don't think he would cheat on you. So I would really want
in order to love somebody, isn't that respect built into love?
Right, I was gonna say that too.
What love actually is? Like,
I think they all cheat. I think everybody's gonna cheat, honestly. I don't mean to sound negative. I don't want to sound negative, but I think that for me personally, like I thought about this same thing, Tosh, the other day, because I was like, damn, I always think like, damn, I really want a boyfriend. Like, I want to be married. I want to have kids. But then it's like, after like the game and I get that person, like, do I really want to be married to that person? You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between being faithful to a boyfriend. You could say bye. But like when you're faithful to your husband, it's like, damn, like I'm faithful to you because you're my husband. Like I want to be with you forever. So I think that's just why we're so picky with who we want to be with. For me.
I mean, I'm the first one to be like, if you're going to be picky in any aspect of your life, I feel like it should be with the person that you might procreate with and spend the rest of your life with. Like if you're not picky about anything else in life, I feel like that's the time. I don't understand. People are just like, oh, take whatever comes. Fuck that. Like I'm not having a kid with just anybody. And I'm not going to like commit to spending the rest of my life with just anybody. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Just to say, oh, I got a man. Oh, I'm married.
No.
None of that.
Happens.
But
Happens every day.
I don't know. So Keith, what you think?
Do I feel like people like reach a certain point where they start like dating with intention? Yeah, it takes some time. You know what I'm saying? Like, take some time. It takes learning yourself. It takes learning other relationships. That's just how the game goes. Right? But it's a certain point, and it don't matter how old you are. There's people. Colin was talking about his friends. Like my niggas, and the last thing they think about is marriage. Even the marriages within my circle, it took time to develop like that ability to like let go and be faithful. You know what I mean? Those things take time. Those things take understanding. So definitely you should practice being faithful before you start to marry someone. Yeah. It's forever. Like, well, at least that's how
should be.
I view it. But I understand like things are different now, man. People don't view marriage the same way. I don't think.
They do not.
I don't think they value it. I'll just say.
All right, guys. Thanks again for joining me tonight to close out season 1. I appreciate you guys lending me your time and being open and honest, because these are hard questions and most people aren't willing to speak their truth regardless of who's listening. So that'll do it for us for Secrets of the Opposite Sex season 1. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so that you're in the loop when season 2 drops, which will have a twist to it because my girl Devin and I will be selecting a guy for each episode and interviewing him to get to the bottom of.
You know what we meant. You know what we meant.
Until next time, download the app. We'll see you in 2021.
Bye.